Hello everyone, welcome back to my show. I hope you are doing great. So about my last podcast, I got feedback from lots of people saying that it is very sad to hear so many negative things about India and there should be more positive sides. I agree, you guys are right, but the goal of this channel is to bring awareness about the true reality of India. We must know and understand what problems are there without which it's not possible to improve India in any way. Only after knowing what is wrong, we can correct it. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about very important topic, women empowerment. Basically, I'm going to discuss how as a world and country we are doing with empowering women, where women stand when it comes to education and work, how women are contributing to the economy, and how empowering women is one of the key factors in India's growth to become one of the largest economies in the world. After listening to this podcast, I'm pretty sure that all the females who have some sort of degree or doing some kind of job will realize how fortunate they are compared to the rest of the females. Let's first see what empowerment means. Empowerment can be defined in many ways. However, when talking about women empowerment, it means accepting and allowing women who are on the outside of the decision-making process into it. Let's first talk about how and when women actually started taking part in actual world. During World War II, most of the men were fighting on the front lines, and because of that, women had to take care of all the traditional men jobs. Women started working as engineers and mechanics and started building weapons, ships, planes, and started repairing cars. During this period, women started going out and learn about driving buses and cars. But once the war got over and men returned to homes, women again started working as housemakers only. And since then, women are fighting for equality. As of 2015, there are 18 countries where husbands can legally prevent their wives from working. Not only developing, but many developed countries are doing very poorly when it comes to empowering women. As of today, women and men have the same legal rights only in 8 countries in the world. And let me tell you, those 8 countries do not include highly developed countries like the US, UK, Japan, France and Germany. As of 2019, in the US, most women get paid only 80% of what men get paid for doing the same kind of job. That means if men get paid $100, then women get paid only $80 for doing the same kind of job. So you can see that women are not being empowered not only in developing countries but in highly developed countries as well. It is very sad that a country like India with a history full of great female reformers such as Savitribai Phule, who started the first school for girls in India in 1848, Queen of Jhansi Lakshmibai, Anandibai Joshi, who became first Indian physician in 18th century, is doing so poorly in women empowerment. Now let's talk about the situation in different sectors. First, let's talk about education. It is said that for women, education increases self-confidence and also enable them to find better jobs and they can work shoulder to shoulder with men. Crucially, education can increase women's awareness of their rights, boost their self-esteem and provide them the opportunity to assert their rights. In India, as per a study conducted by Gaurav Sidhu in 2011, indicates that among the 20% of students who stopped schooling after primary education, nearly 70% of those students were females. And the most common reasons for girls to stop attending school was the distance of traveling because of security and social reasons like family or societal pressure and cultural norms. In rural areas, the social reasons also consisted of how families view their daughter's role of belonging in her husband's house after marriage, with plans for daughter's marriage during the secondary school age in some cases. Even today, 27% of girls in India are married off before the legal age of marriage, which is 18. Even though it is gradually rising, the female literacy rate in India is lower than the male literacy rate. As per the 2011 census, in India, the literacy rate for females is around 65% compared to the male, which is around 82%. Let me give you an insight which is very common in most of the households. You might have experienced this as well. Whenever in our homes, we have to make a decision of something, for example, say buying something which costs more than 5,000 rupees, that decision is always made by a male. If not by male, then only after their consultation. So here you can see how bad we are doing to empower women. Now let's talk about empowerment of women in economic sector. In India, it is a very worrying fact that women's participation in workforce is declining. It was 13.8% in 2005 and declined to 28.5% in 2018. Indian women make up less than 25% of the workforce in India, which is among the lowest in the world. You would be shocked to know that India is behind Pakistan and Bangladesh in terms of participation of women in the economy. As per World Bank, for 2019, in India, only 21% of women are taking part in the workforce, whereas in Pakistan and Bangladesh, 22% and 36% of women are taking part in their respective workforces. On the other hand, Chinese women's participation is huge, which is 60%, and this is 13% higher than the world's average, which is 47%. No wonder why China is growing so fast. Apart from this, there is a considerably big pay gap. As of 2019, women in India get paid 19% less than their male counterparts for the same same job. There are lots of similar issues in other sectors where we are falling short in empowering women. For example, not having equal access to credit while taking a loan from a bank, not having equal rights in the property, not having proper sanitation, not having enough security, and so many other things. Despite this, on a brighter side, we can see that over the past decade, India's women participation is rising in many areas like politics and business. By 2019, more than 70 nations have had female leaders, which include India, as India had a female Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi, in 1966. Enrollment of women in higher education has increased by a whopping 1,350% to 17.4 million from 2010 to 2018. There is a crucial change in parents' thinking. Today, more parents are ready to spend more money on their daughter's education than on her marriage. The government has launched lots of schemes, especially for women, about which most of us are unaware. Schemes like Mahila Shakti Kendra, support to training and employment program for women, and many more, which are very helpful for women empowerment. I have put down a link below where you can go and check all these schemes in details and take advantage of them. Along with this, I think when the government says we want to become a $5 trillion economy, it should also set similar goals to have 100% women participation in the workforce. As per a survey, if 100% of Indian women participate in the workforce, then it is estimated that India's GDP will go up by almost $700 billion by 2025, which is around 25% of India's current GDP. The government should bring in strict laws to have equal pay irrespective of gender for the same type of work. More laws and schemes should be introduced and properly executed, which will directly help women empowerment. And the most important thing is, families must support women in their journey towards empowerment. I want to ask one thing from all of you, to please help me to spread this information by sharing this video with everyone, so that the families would know the importance and current condition of women empowerment, and women would know how their work and potential can change the future of the India and the world. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. All the best. Do let me know in the comment section what do you think about this episode, and let me know other topics you want me to talk about, and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.